Or what? Get on the bike.
Josh Pate, Jonas Pate, and Shannon Burke produced the American action-adventure mystery teen drama television series Outer Banks, which launched on Netflix on April 15, 2020. The sitcom got renewed for a second season in July 2020, and it will broadcast on July 30th, 2021. Outer Banks has captured the hearts of many across the globe, with many excited viewers waiting for the drop of the new season. In today's video, we're going to delve into everything you need to know about Outer Banks Season 3 and all the relevant info surrounding this new season. Outer Banks Season 3 release date. Netflix has yet to confirm the show's future beyond its second season, but given how high it ranks in the streaming service's top 10, we'd be astonished if it wasn't renewed. We know that showrunner Jonas Pate has expressed interest in extending Outer Banks to a fourth or fifth season, but whether the planned plot is told will ultimately be determined by Netflix's decision. If a third season is in the works, we won't see it until the middle of 2022 at the earliest. The first two seasons were separated by slightly over a year, with the first premiering in April 2020 and the second opening at the end of July 2021. In order to meet a release date of, say, July 2022, production must begin soon, most likely this fall. However, due to the pandemic, there have been larger gaps between seasons for Netflix shows. All of the constraints are keeping the cast and crew safe, but it appears that the process is taking longer than expected. Outer Banks Season 3 could premiere in the late summer or early fall of 2022 if production does not begin soon. We obviously want to see Outer Banks Season 3 on Netflix as soon as possible, but fans should be prepared for a long wait. Season 3 is yet to begin filming as of August 2021. Series premise. Outer Banks takes place in a seaside community on North Carolina's Outer Banks, where a socioeconomic rift exists between wealthy seasonal residents and working-class natives who have the nicknames Kooks and Pogues, respectively. The show follows a group of Pogue adolescents who live at the Cut and are determined to find out what happened to the group's ringleader, John B., who went missing. They come across a legendary treasure linked to John B.'s father along the journey. The Pogues attempt to overcome problems such as drugs, love, fighting, friendship, money, and the disenfranchisement of being an American kid while being pursued by the law and a wealthy bunch of kooks from Figure 8. Outer Banks cast. The Outer Banks cast will rejoin for Season 3 of the show. Netflix has not revealed any such conflicts, therefore I don't believe any one cast will get away with it. For the time being, the current cast is anticipated to return in the future season. If you're interested in learning more about the cast but don't know anything about them, then this is the place to be. John B. Rutledge, the main protagonist and leader of the mission, will be played by Chase Stokes. Sarah Cameron will be played by Madeline Klein once more. She is Ward's daughter as well as John B.'s main love interest. People refer to her as the princess because of her amazing beauty. Kiera Key Carrera will be played by Madison Bailey. She is the daughter of the wealthy restaurant owner who is frequently seen with the Pogues. Key is from a wealthy household and considers herself a weirdo. Pope Hayward will be played by Jonathan Davis. He's the Pogues' brains behind the scenes. Lastly, J.J. Maybank will be played by Rudy Pankov. He's John B.'s most faithful and kind best friend, having been with him since the third grade. Topper will be played by Austin North. He is Sarah's ex-boyfriend and a key character in the film. Ward Cameron will be played by Charles Eston. Drew Starkey will reprise his role as Sarah Cameron's older brother, Rafe Cameron. Outer Banks Season 3 plot. We haven't seen the official Outer Banks Season 3 synopsis yet, but we have a very decent notion of where it will start. The Pogues have vanished from the Outer Banks and are believed to be stranded on a Caribbean island. Sarah and John B. are back together. Someone must locate them, and they must devise a plan to return home, or at the very least, leave the island. Cleo also appears to be sticking with the Pogues in the future. Once they've done so, a handful of the Pogues, John B., Sarah, and Pope, are out for vengeance. Ward possesses John B.'s wealth as well as Pope's crucifix. He was on the verge of killing Sarah. Everyone believes he assassinated John B.'s father. They have no idea. That's the other intriguing aspect about this. There will be another search for the Shroud, which implies that there'll be more wealth to discover. Perhaps there's more treasure to be found. We're going to find out. We also need to figure out where Limbri, as well as John B.'s father, come into the scenario. Who knows what's going on in that location? After all, if showrunner Josh Pate has his way, spectators may be in for that special moment after all. John B.'s relationship with his father is a key theme to build Season 3. He acknowledged in an interview with EW. He continued, stating, having his dad back around and eventually they're going to meet back up and John B. has to reconcile reconcile his idealized version of his dead dad with the reality of his alive dad, Pate added. It gives us a lot of thematic father-son stuff to work with, writer Shannon Burke added. It's going to be instrumental and maybe the spine of season 3, basically. It's obviously a gigantic revelation that's going to power a huge part of the third season. Chase Stokes, who plays John B., has spoken out about what his revelation could imply for his character in the future, telling TV Line that he is hoping to continue to tell the story for a couple more seasons, he mused. It wasn't like he, Big John, was swept away by a natural disaster or whatever the case may be. It was his choice to go out and leave his son, and what does that look like? What does it look like when a kid comes face to face with a parent who's left and chose to put him in these circumstances and has no idea what has happened in the meantime? It sure sounds like there's a lot to come, leading us to believe that a third season is definitely on the horizon. Other interesting info about season 3. How does Big John's return impact the next chapter? Big John's big surprise wasn't always planned, according to Jonas Pate of TV Line. We knew we had that card. We didn't know that we would play it for sure, but around the 6th or 7th episode, when we were writing this year, we started to realize maybe we could do that, he said. He added that all the action in episode 10 of season 2 was meant to function as a distraction to leave audiences really on the wrong foot. As a result, expect season 3 to be dominated by the return of the long-lost father. What romances can we expect to see in season 3? Of course, John B. and Sarah's pseudo-marriage will continue, but the other characters will have plenty of fresh love interests to pursue. Carlicia Grant, a season 2 newcomer, stated in an interview with Elle that she has a lot planned for Cleo in season 3, including a romance. I'm really interested in seeing this whole Cleo and Pope thing happen, if it does happen, she said, and I'd love to see more of Cleo's backstory. I personally really want to see more of her, more of where she came from, and I want her to be more badass, definitely more badass. Burke continued to tease that she also thinks there'll be plenty more room for romance now that the kids are all stranded together, stating, "We were basically shot out of a cannon in season 2, and we want to have a little more room for like our teen drama and team romances in season 3, just as a general principle," she told Entertainment Weekly. Now, you weren't the only one who noticed some sexual tension between JJ and Kiara this season. Bailey revealed to Cosmopolitan that she could see the ship taking off next season. "We're both feisty, we're both always down for the crazy ideas. There's just something that these two characters have inherently in common that could work." And there you have it. Everything you need to know about whether or not there will be a third season of Outer Banks, along with all the details you need to know. We love Outer Banks, and the thought of another season gracing our screens is definitely very exciting. Outer Banks can be streamed through Netflix, and you can now go and binge the first 2 seasons until your heart's content. We highly recommend. We would love to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. Are you an Outer Banks fan? Who's your favorite character? If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss any of our new and upcoming content. Thanks for watching.